Sonshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
Look at me, people. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome into the hottest spot in town. This is Sonshine's Corner, and I tell you all the time, this is a place where we can have those difficult conversations, and you feel comfortable having them with me right here on Sonshine's Corner. It is Friday, and this week has been one fulfilling week, and today it is really what we need to talk about. I want you to be a part of this conversation. You can call in at 850-432-7768, or you can text that same number. But the fact of it is, we are going to do this without screaming. We're going to do this so we can get the message across, because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scene that you're not even aware of. And I tell you what I want you to know this today. You can be a part. Okay, actions in my book speak so much louder than words. And we're going to talk with two activists today that are carrying this torch that's doing it very well. I'm talking about Mr. Jermaine Williams. Hey, Jermaine.
Good morning.
And of course, my girl, Hale. Hi, Hale.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing
I tell you, look, guys, all I'm going to say is this. Okay, but you know, it's so much going on, and I just really wanted to have you guys on. I wanted to sit back. I'm a person that watches. I like to watch, then I compile. Because if there's one thing I'll always say, what Mother taught me. We can sing together, but we cannot talk together.
Did I not just say that last night?
Did you really?
That's my child.
That's our favorite phrase.
We can sing together, but we can't talk together.
That's right.
And please, if you're going to talk over me, my question is, what gives you that right to talk over me? Let me just calm down and say, why? But we're going to talk about so much that's going on. We've been talking about the Fricker Center, which is, I call that my home. I've been doing things over in the Fricker Center for almost 16 years. And the fact of it is, I feel so a part of that establishment there. I mean, with the kids right back there in the neighborhood. I mean, so many of those homes I've been in. And the fact that you all are stepping out, doing what you're doing, and making a difference. I noticed yesterday, I was not aware that you all had your meeting anyway, which is good. But tell me, what is it that you gained? What was yesterday? Tell me, what was it about?
So yesterday's meeting, as everybody, and probably we need to give a background synopsis for the viewers, that there are community input meetings happening right now about the renovations, because we have grant funding from the city, and they're going to be renovating the Fricker Center.
Exactly.
And so yesterday was supposed to be the second public input meeting about this, but the meeting actually got moved the day before to August the 13th at 8 a.m.
In the morning.
8 in the morning. And so we decided, people are still riled up and really want to come and talk. Let's still have the meeting. Like, we don't have to be controlled by, you know, what city government decides they want their meetings to be. We have the information. Let's talk about it. Let's gather input. So our meeting last night was also being able to bridge a gap for those people who might not be there that morning coming up, because we're going to be there, and we don't mind carrying a message and being a part of a community of other people that are ready to carry the message. Because if it's one thing that I know, and y'all know I ran for state representative for a reason, I believe in being able to represent for the people who can't speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's what last night was about, and it was about getting on one page. That was a public
Absolutely.
meeting. And we actually plan to really organize and come back to the greater good of the fact that Fricker Center is just one thing that we're looking at, but there's a bigger picture, and so we emphasize that with the people that we're talking to.
When you said that, you came up that you have to have a plan. What is the plan for the 13th?
What's the plan for the 13th? Show up. I have breakfast sandwiches.
Okay.
I think everybody needs breakfast.
Okay, well, I think what I'm saying is, maybe I worded that wrong, with the meeting last night, because I know that we need the community input on what you want to happen with the Fricker. What additions do you want on the Fricker with this $9.5 million? Okay, did we come up with anything that's structural, that's going to say, okay, this is what we want? I want a I'm just using it as an example. Okay, we're gonna come out, we're gonna have this. I want the media center here. I want a wellness center here. I want a computer lab here. I want the kitchen a little bit bigger so we can serve even more. If it's going to be upstairs, then I need some accessibility for elderly people who has a wheelchair. Right. Those type things. Did you touch on that, on what we're gonna take to them?
Absolutely. So what it actually, and I'll be honest, one thing that I think gave us strength by that meeting being moved is that us as volunteers in the community have created a survey, and shout out to one of our wonderful volunteers, create a survey, and we're surveying everybody ourselves and gathering that information. So it is still being gathered so that it can be looked through and compiled instead of just, you know, kind of a bumble of a list. There was a lot of feedback that was given at the last meeting also, and that's compiled, so we're looking through that, and we're also compiling what we're surveying people and talking to them. Because one thing about it, I was thinking about this morning, social media is great.
Come on, let's go there.
We can monitor and look at what people are saying, and we can gather stuff from that. But when you people like me and Jermaine, you talk to people. You actually on the ground, you outside. I love DJing because I get to run into everybody. So surveying and actually spending time with people, building relationships with them, person to person, in order to get the real information, because if they're not comfortable with you also. So like input meetings are great, but we have to go a step further, and that's something that's not happening. So we decided, why don't we do it ourselves?
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a plan of what to present back.
Right.
And those things are still being compiled. So people feel free to find us and give us what your input is. Right. You know, what you think it should be.
And I think a big concern was, you know, the mayor's tactic of having this meeting, rescheduling it for, you know, mind you, it's the day after the first day of school.
Yeah, it's like 2 days after the first day of school.
So now, you know, if you have those little babies or, you know, whatever, you know, you got to put people on the bus. Or if you're a school teacher, you work in the cafeteria, you drive buses, can't be there. Now, I feel like because of the excuse that the mayor gave that didn't make any sense, I just don't think it's valid. But, you know, when we see those tactics all the time, and we got to be honest with ourselves, us as a people, we're known to fizzle out. Give it enough time, they'll stop caring. Last night, yesterday evening showed that, you know, we mean business, and we're not going nowhere. And, you know, what made it so impactful, we had about 50 people there, a little underneath, but we had even more people online that couldn't make it. We had several people going live, and people were putting in their inputs. Yeah. And we were reading out their inputs as well as we were
at the meeting.
At the meeting.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's a scary thing right now if you're not on our side to see what we're all doing. There's no leaders in this. Haley is not a leader. I'm not a leader. It's us. And I think that's what makes it so important, because, you know, with getting everyone's input to answer your question on what they want from the Fricka Center, you know, because, you know, the mayor or city administrator, whoever, they can meet with me, they can meet with Haley, but, you know, you got to answer to the people on what they want. Right. You know, we can't speak for everybody. Meet with us. Right. And not at 8 o'clock in the morning, but put up several dates. Right. You know, don't try to schedule it when you're seeming like you're trying to duck the responsibility. Okay. Because I really believe that they had a plan. They already had their mind made up, and they were not expecting this. So now they have to pivot to actually do their job.
When we say a plan, do we have a plan?
Yeah, we got a good plan.
We have a great plan.
Okay, okay. Let me go a little bit deeper. We got a plan. Okay, I know that there was a part when I was sitting, I was watching the first meeting, I was listening, that we were talking about gentrification, and with the fact that we know the process, the steps that we got to go to even prevent this. If that's a fear, then what plans are we putting in place so that when we do, here's our plan, we're going to implement this plan, so let's do this plan so that it won't be like you see on other sides where the gentrification has somewhat taken?
Yeah, we have proposals on the table.
Okay.
That not only impact just the Fricker Center. Remember, the Fricker Center is one piece of a bigger puzzle. Currently in the stage, the Fricker Center is what our focus is.
Right.
On making sure we hold them to, this is what needs to be done.
The renovation, what you need, and how it should be done.
This is what the programs that we need in this center. If you do not go with these programs, then we will feel like you just said, we're setting this up for somebody else. It's what it is.
And when you say somebody else?
Somebody else, as in gentrifiers coming in and pushing other people out.
Okay.
Now, there's a bigger proposal on the table that's actually going to impact the rest of the city and the county. But we're not ready to really share it. We're talking with the community to formulate and make sure that plan happens. But there's a plan.
And it's a part of me that want to tell you everything from A to double Z. But I'll be a
It's
fool.
always me.
But I'm excited. I'm excited. I think Hale said as much as she did possible. But
so that she won't put the whole plan out there.
But we have a plan, and then we have another plan in case the first plan don't go the way we want. And then if we mess up on that one, then we got a plan C. And Sonshine, this thing is growing so much to where like we're not just worried about different things, building, gentrification. Now we're coming in. We even have a plan to help struggling black businesses to drive more black dollars to a business or whatever to come. We've talked about a lot, and you know this is something that Pensacola has never seen, and I want to say we are building this on the backs of people like Leroy Boyd, H.K. Matthews, and it's not nothing like, and every other leader that I don't have time to name.
Right.
But I don't never want to speak, and I think I can speak for Hale on this. I don't never want to speak like we're doing something new, or we're doing something that no one else could do. We're only able to do this because they did what they did.
The giants did it before you,
yes.
And you've got the mantle on your shoulders
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely. And I mean, I feel like, and I get an earful all the time, because a lot of times I am the youngest person in the room going to a city council meeting or a commission meeting, and then I have elders who come in and it's like, why aren't y'all doing more? Why aren't you younger people picking up the mantle? Well, I'm telling y'all, we're doing it now. And we actually need y'all to hold our hands and do it together. It has to be
togetherness is going to be a huge
not gonna work.
component for this.
Absolutely.
When you say, how can we get the community to be involved by going to the city council meetings? We need the community there, young, old, in the middle, so that they can be heard. What do you have, or what do you think that we can suggest that we can get the community to have that unction to not just talk behind the scenes, get out there and talk in front of people that you need to talk in front of?
Yes.
How can we get our community involved in that? How, Jermaine, I watch you every day.
Yeah, you know, I think me and you had a conversation about this. You know,
I know where you're going.
you just got to speak the language that they speak.
That they speak. You doing it?
Yes, well, there's a.
But I love you.
You know, there's so many sides. There's a Sonshine Corner Jermaine. There's a Jermaine that don't give a care on Facebook. And then it's the Jermaine that my grandmama wanted to see.
Oh, come on now.
You know, so, but and I think that's all of us as human beings, but because the way this is growing, we have our elders and we have people that's not even able to vote yet.
Yeah.
That are all fired up and ready to go.
Exactly.
So there's no way that I can speak the same way to our elders and then to the young people to keep everyone engaged.
Okay.
Like we even had someone say last night at the meeting, we throwing around terms and acronyms, and someone from the younger generation raised their hand and said, I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah.
So we had to talk in Pensacola Village to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Give me an example. Like what?
But there are terms that like a lot of us might not know what they mean when we talk about like millage rates and things like that, right? We may not understand what that means around certain types of property taxes, homestead exemptions, when we talk about grant funding, what to go look for on websites. So we're asking people that want to come with information and education to come with it on paper, and actually are volunteering our resources to be able to break it down for the folks that we talk to every day. Like I said, At the end of the day, I'm just a girl from Eastside Pensacola. So I want to talk just like I'm from Eastside Pensacola. I'm exactly with everybody.
And I want to, I'm sorry.
Yo, no, you're good.
Go ahead, it's just coming out, it's spitting out.
Yeah,
Come on.
but it goes back to that. Like, we have to meet each other where we're at, but also we have to be ready to break down the barriers together. Not look down on anybody if they don't understand.
Absolutely.
Or don't get upset with somebody else who may be speaking in their professionalism of the type tone, because this is what they know, this is what they study.
Exactly.
We just got to be ready. So we are looking to launch a lot of education too.
That
outside
was on my list.
because that's the only thing that's going to work.
Right.
Is if we're consistently setting up. Like I said, we're not the leaders. We just we're part of the steering committee, basically. That's what I say. So that means that there are other people that can come in and we can say, hey, let me set you up the space. We're gonna pour into this black business while also doing education and let you teach about this is what you know. And let me help you kind of look over these materials so we can break it down and make sure everybody can get on one page about it. Because that's the only way we're gonna be able to show up to these city council and county commission meetings.
Absolutely, I agree. I do agree. And I'm so glad that she's talking about the fact that she's educating you. That's what it's all about. I believe that knowledge is power. Now, when you get that knowledge, you know how to use that knowledge no matter what area or what era you're from. Because I noticed the last week when we were at this, when I looked around in the building, I saw grandma, I saw mama, I saw high schoolers, and I saw the babies. We're going to talk all about that right here. You can be a part of this conversation. 850-432-7768. We'll be back with more on Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Take a ride on the Pensacola Beach Island Trolley. From now until September 4th, from 4 p.m. to midnight, tour Pensacola Beach for free on the Island Trolley. Our open-air trolleys allow riders to take in all the fun and sun of Pensacola Beach. Plus, riders will be able to track the trolley's location, making it easier for everyone to plan ahead and enjoy the ride. To learn more about the Pensacola Beach Island Trolley, head to visitpensacolabbeach.com/trolley-information. See you on the trolley.
And welcome back to this Friday edition of Sunshine's Corner. We got a conversation that's really, I think that we should have more of. We are talking about I call you community activists because I think that's what you are. You are working to cause the voices to be heard in the community. And you're just smiling?
Because we literally both hate the word activist.
Yeah.
Really? I know. We
hate
it is the first word I know that comes to mind for us sometimes. But
okay, what would you rather me call you?
I don't know. I'm an organizer. I'm an advocate. I'll take that.
Okay, you are an advocate.
I'll poke. I was advocate of the year for the whole state of Florida for 2 years one time. back in the day. So I
So that's
really
why you
connect
laughed
with
when I said it the
advocate.
first
But
time.
yes, we talk about it all the time. I was like, I hate that word activist.
I think most people, you don't have to go to school to be a doctor or whatever. So most people have taken the word activist and have did nothing with it. So it's just a negative connotation.
Well, maybe you're gonna set the perimeters high. You're gonna have to do something with it if you're gonna be labeled an activist.
Maybe,
Okay,
yeah,
do something
that's a good
about
point.
it. And that's what we're talking about. All this that's happening in the community right about now. It is on high steam fire. And I mean, it is really on fire, but I think that's good. And I was so pleased to see the participation here a couple of weeks ago. And I think that shocked a lot of people. With this, and we're talking about the renovation of the Fricker Center. And I'm sure you've gone through it, you see where it leaks. I mean, you see the improvements that are needed. And when it comes to working together, with the community, with the city, whatever it is, those contractors that was there. Do you think that one young man said something, I do not remember his name, I think it was with one of the contracts, he had on a powder blue shirt. And
I
he
think
said,
that was the grant writer.
he was the grant writer maybe, but he said that we gotta make sure we get this done because we don't want to take the chance of losing.
Oh, that was Quentin.
Yeah.
QSC.
And he said we don't take a chance of losing that money that's to benefit the Fricker. What do you think about that? I mean,
Well,
he said
It depends on what kind of answer you want. If you want a TV answer, we'll
oh
let
no, I
Hale.
wouldn't
Give me
give
the
you
TV
any
answer.
answer either. Because I actually do have problems with somebody saying something like that
Yeah.
because I felt like that was y'all need to calm down fear tactic. And I actually like this guy. Like, he's actually a very nice guy. I've had personal conversations and he's taken a lot of feedback from the community personally.
really?
I've watched where he's been texting people
Oh,
throughout
really?
the community. Yeah.
That young man?
I will say, yeah. Oh, he's we
okay,
can talk about
I'm
him
reading
more.
your eyes.
You should bring him around. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
But he's really, I like him, but I have my own problems with trying to tone police people. See, what we saw at that meeting, the initial meeting, was people that have been unheard
For so long.
coming and being able to be frustrated and have a moment to really get it out. And we did need that. We absolutely did. And I understand that there were people who, possibly, like, that wasn't their job to take in that. There was what was on the table, and we may have veered off from the subject a little bit. But at the end of the day, it happened, and it sparked off something that is honestly going to change this whole city around, and possibly Northwest Florida in the way that we conduct things.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
We got 2 phone calls. Let's
we do? Okay.
I just want to,
Go
can I
ahead.
touch on that real
Sure.
quick? I just
Hold
feel,
on, caller. Don't hang up.
I'm sorry, caller, please hold on. I just feel like when it comes to him, I'm sorry, I don't realize his name, but recognize his name. I think that when he said we need to hurry up and give input, I felt like they already knew coming into that meeting what they were going to do. And me personally, I felt like our input didn't matter at that time because they was all ready to move forward with what they wanted to do. They were expecting—
You mean the contractors?
The city.
The city, okay.
And no matter what, I don't know if the contractors was in on that, but because they was expecting 15 people, like usually showed up to this meeting, and what we did as a community and showed up close to 200, 300 people, however many people were there, it forced their hand to change their mind. Now those words he spoke is true now, but they wasn't at the time.
Oh,
I felt that way, but
Okay.
let's
We're not losing that $9.5 million.
You got that right. Every time you say it, something go through me, chills just pierce
not
through me.
losing that money.
9.5 million? What I could do?
it need to be more.
Hello. Let's see who we got on the phone. Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. How you doing, Sonshine?
Oh, I know this voice. Hello, Mr. Graham.
This is Gerald Graham. Most people know me as Chief.
Hey,
I
Chief.
just wanted to call in this morning. And first I want to commend Mr. Jermaine and also Miss Morrissette for their roles and what they are doing in taking the reins and leading the charge. As you know, I've been talking about this and a whole lot of issues for years.
Right.
I'm excited about what I'm seeing right now in Pensacola in regards to not just the older people, but going down to the younger folks, the teenagers that are getting involved in community issues such as this. And it's a great thing to see. Unfortunately, the meeting yesterday, I wasn't able to make it. And I talked to Jermaine yesterday as well, let him know I wasn't going to be there. But I was glad to see that there were people that still showed up, even though mayor backed out on us and canceled the meeting that was scheduled. And we'll talk about the implications of that later on. Trust me, I'll be talking about that quite a bit. But my thing is with this community, with this $9.5 million that has been allocated to make the improvements of Fricker Center, I'm not real concerned about the aesthetics in regards to the what they're doing to the building, because whatever they're going to do to the building, it's going to be up to code.
Right.
Because they can't do anything to the building without putting it up to code. So
I agree.
that's not my concern. My concern is the why. Pensacola has been known not to have an ulterior motive to anything that they do, specifically when it comes to the black community. My question is the why. What is going to happen to the remainder of the people? The population of downtown Pensacola is diminishing, especially with black residents in the city of Pensacola. The population is diminishing. I need to know the why. And I need somebody to explain to me the bigger picture. Why are we putting $9.5 million into Fricker Center when they have never put that kind of money in the black community? There's an ulterior motive there, and I'm not going to speculate on what I think the ulterior motive is at this time.
Right.
I need someone to answer my question as to why we are doing it at this point in time.
Right.
So for everybody to get involved like they are, and I'm going to want to encourage people to continue to be involved, to stay engaged, to stay aware, listen to people like Mr. Jermaine and Ms. Hale, myself, y'all, even Sonshine, I don't pull punches when I talk about the issues that I talk about.
I know.
And, we need to stay engaged, and I'm excited about what is happening right now in Pensacola, in the black community, and us getting together and coming together for a common cause. So if I think Mayor D.C. Reeves has ignited a fire, and I'm a fireman. We're gonna make sure we put this fire out. So, but again,
thank you, G.
Commend Mr. Jermaine, Ms. Haley, Jonathan Green, and others. I don't know everybody's name that has taken a role in standing up as far as the leadership in this. So my apologies to the people that I don't know their names. My apologies to you, but I do shout you out and commend you for what you're doing here in the community.
Thank you, G, and you keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking the talk, baby.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Everybody, please, we're talking about a conversation that should be had, that we should continue to have. It's all about the community. I believe collectively, and I think I say this every day, if we put all of our resources together for the right thing, there's nothing that we can't do. Absolutely. But we put our resources together. Let's see, we got somebody else. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. Good morning, Mr. Williams and Ms. Morrissette. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Wonderful.
I am so happy that y'all sit down and talking about this to keep this out in the public. I thank y'all for, bringing the community together, and that, together we have power. Mm-hmm. And I was so happy that y'all did go ahead and have that meeting anyway. And the more that they continue to have a meeting, the more solutions are going to come up, and y'all going to get this situation handled. And I definitely want the fire to keep burning. For several months, Sonshine have been preaching that where's the community at? Why people are not gathering up to do some things, and now this is the opportunity. We got it started, we want to keep it going, and we want to see some changes made. And I thank you all for all being there and being able to support the community. And we need to, just continue to work on getting the word out, making sure that everybody knows that there are additional meetings coming up, and when they're coming up, I don't know what type of means that we need to do that, but we need the churches involved. There's always a large collective of church members in the churches, and they need to be involved too as well. So somehow or another, that needs to happen, I believe.
Great point.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you, love.
You're welcome.
All righty. You know, we got to go to break, but I want you to think about this, and I want to find out, is there a disconnect with our religious community? We'll talk about that when we return right here on Sonshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Come see us at Royal Appliance Outlet. We have refrigerators, washers and dryers, stoves, beautiful furniture from all of your name brands that you know and trust. Samsung, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, and GE, all at discount prices. Come visit us today at 1612 Face Boulevard. You're gonna love our easy credit to help you bring all of your favorite furniture home. Come visit Royal Appliance Outlet.
It's baseball season. From heart-stopping plays to legendary victories, this is baseball at its finest. Grab your seat, bring your energy, and witness greatness live. Don't just watch it, feel it. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos are back, and you can watch Pensacola Blue Wahoos home games live on Fridays and Saturdays, only on BLAB TV. Love the Blue Wahoos but can't watch? Get your tickets now.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Welcome back to this Friday edition of Sunshine's Corner. We've had a week that's filled with nothing but information. You know, I talk often about the fact that I strongly believe that if we take the time to sit down and talk about anything, we can come to a conclusion. Because of the fact that if you don't talk about it, then it's all about I. But when we come together, it is us. And that's where the impact changes when we see that, let me say this. I don't want anybody to think that I can do anything by myself. I think, oh sure, I can host this show, but there are so many things when it comes to the community. I believe if we would drop this facade of saying that, oh, I did all of this or I did all of that, and say we're working on this, I think that we will be a better community.
Absolutely.
When I say this because when I sat back a week ago and I saw how everybody showed up, that was really great. But my question before we went to break, because that was the lesser value that I saw, why is there, you think, a disconnect with the movement and our religious community?
I don't know. I got my reasons, but I think the church has become too comfortable in their religion setting, and you know, the only reason why the church, and I'm a part of the church, but the only reason why the church can operate they do comfortably because it was it's on the backs of those that actually fought for that religion. You know, you have the Crusaders and, you know, what the apostles went through, and just to celebrate the gospel of Jesus openly without persecution. The church has lost its fight. It got too comfortable with operating the way it wants to. So here we are again in another big fight. Again, you know, Martin Luther King was able to organize the churches for the bus and for the bus boycott movement, for us to drink out of water fountains and stuff. But you know, the church is too comfortable with freedom. And now the church has lost this fight. And I urge you to prove me wrong. Because, and then another thing, you know, I would hate to think that they don't want to get involved because they don't want to lose their grant funding or their, you know, that kind of issue. And then, you know, I don't want the mayor to feel comfortable either to where like he could just go to the churches and, you know.
Do you think that's happening?
Well, you know,
we had a sheriff that used to go around singing in everybody's church whenever something bad happened.
Used to. Got sheriff now. So, what's the one name? Morgan?
Yeah, that was him.
I forgot his name because he's just so forgettable. But
change is gonna come.
Yeah, I mean he know he could go to the black church and put on his little black face and then shame on us for going for it. So you know, we just gotta.
What can we do to bridge that gap?
So here is on the strategic functioning side of things is that our religious leaders have their own core teams and groups that meet and talk with each other to do whatever they're going to do also, right? They have made themselves almost impenetrable also. You cannot get a meeting in with them as a whole anymore, almost. And so that is one of the biggest barriers, is that in order to get in front of them. And then our black church leaders are scared of politics. I'll be completely honest. They are scared of it. They're scared that it's gonna come into their funding. It's gonna affect their church. A lot of our pastors, bishops, all of them like that now are businessmen. It's the same way we have seen politicians go from being lawyers to being developers. We have seen pastors go from being down-home country boys to being their own business developers and folks that'll get you into a 360 plan in a heartbeat if it's ordered to build up whatever they got going on business-wise. Sorry, not sorry, because I grew up in this, but that is what we're looking at and facing. And so they weigh their pros and cons about what is it that their investments are doing if they mess up on their side of preaching the gospel. And
the sad part is their biggest investment, their biggest venture is on Sundays. You know, when they take them dollars from the community, from tithes and offering, and these are the same, your congregation is getting impacted by what's going on, and you don't have the nerve to speak up for them. I think they might need to rethink that, because God might not be happy with that, because it's a shame that we had to meet outside yesterday because we couldn't go into the Fricker Center for whatever reason. And we had to meet outside. You know, I don't think there's one church we could have called at to open the doors for us, you know. And you think back 30, 40 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. You know?
I've asked that question often. I said that the togetherness that was back then, the foundation for what you're doing, they were together. I mean, it was based from the church, Dexter Avenue, Montgomery, Alabama. But even with that, do you think there is a chance, because this is so important for the same people that's in the congregation, it's going to affect them as well for what you all are fighting for? Do you think that with the lack of knowledge that's being shared with some people that's there is going to be a hindrance in what you all are fighting so diligently for? Because if you got 15 on this street and 15 on that street, that's going to add up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what is the plan that we can try to do to bring those together? Because in my heart, I still feel that the church is my safe haven where it used to be. That's the way I was brought up. That was my safe haven, that I could go to the church without an appointment. I can go to the church and talk to somebody about what I'm really feeling, or if I have a problem with something, here is the one that's going to step there to help me work this. Is that all gone?
So I don't want to say that it's all gone.
And
I want to be clear, I might have my frustrations. Like I said, I grew up in the middle of this, so I've watched the evolution.
Oh, I know you have.
Of how all of this has went. So y'all know I'm speaking from a true place. But I will say that we do have pastors and folks in our corner that 100% support and have been moving behind us too, and are ready to hop into action. There are some. it's not discounting them at all.
Yeah, and I want to be careful not to loop everyone in. I go to church. I mean, like my
we all.
You know, my grandmother church, I love it. But you know, right now the church that I go to is a revolutionary pastor, Tyler Burns. And
hey Tyler,
we love him.
Right.
We love Tyler.
But you know, I mean, like I think the new age churches are a little different than the established church, and we all know the giant churches around here. And those are the ones that's the most quiet.
Let me ask you something. You say that the New Age church versus the churches, the older churches. My question is, even in that, or the fact that we cannot, even wherever we go, or where we tend to spend, we cannot veer away from what the Word says, which is the truth. And because that's in there when he says that he's not the author of confusion.
Right.
He's not the author of that. He said, if this mindset is in you, that's in me, you're gonna win. Right. And sure, some people don't know. It's got to be something that draws you to Pastor Tyler Burns' church, because he is the product of his father.
Right.
And with you, I know your whole history. And no, I remember her in my house at 4 years old. But what I'm saying is though, with those components there, and with this fight that we're fighting now, you know where I'm going. Do we still have that? Are we trying to mend that for all of the older churches, I'll say the more established churches? And with those leaders that's with the new age church, are they stepping out to try to get the established churches to come aboard with us?
No, I can't speak for them. I can say.
I mean, but do you, when you talk to them?
Yeah. I can't say that.
Come on, Jermaine.
For those in the newer church. I know that they all, like I said, form their own foundations and circles of each other. That, like I said, for me, it might be a little impenetrable. It feels like at times, or when I do get a chance to have an audience with them, it feels like it kind of falls on deaf ears.
Right.
That this is what's happening in the community, which means it's happening to your parishioners. But I do want to issue a challenge that I will show up. And I know that when voting season and stuff happens, we show up and we do the circuits and we get the petitions. And so we need it to be an ongoing, all year long. We
Not
don't
just
leave
at a certain
people
time,
just when
as
it's time to
always.
vote. Exactly.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
And I'm thinking, I think Haley said it right. We can't speak for them, but I will speak for them in this manner, and I'm definitely going to speak for us. It's not on us to get them to come. We rocking the roller regardless if they come along or not. But it is on them because they are the establishment. Like, we grew up as their congregation, and you know, when we was babies, and now we're old enough to spearhead something. I believe it's on them to come to us. And you know, we're not going to be asking or begging in this because we're already rocking the roller, but the silence is noticed.
I got you. With the communities, okay, let's talk about transparency and trust. Given the community and what I heard, the distrust, historically.
Yes.
The promises. What actions should be taken so we can try to build that trust that we know that's been damaged?
You mean with the city?
Yeah, all that distrust, yeah.
So one, I mean,
Come on, Jermaine.
I'm what we call a circle keeper in restorative justice work, transformative justice work. The knowledge of knowing how many years of distrust have built up, we have to do double that much time in order to break down those walls. So there is no immediate something that puts in place that has everybody sighing a breath of fresh air and saying, oh, we have finally made it to the promised land. We all can trust that the mayor or the city council or anybody is making the best decisions for us, and we live fine. Because people are dying. People have lack of food. Children are going without. Like, that is happening.
SNAP is being taken away.
SNAP is
Head Start being taken away.
And these
the
things
funding
are happening at levels. So it's not just our local level that has a historic level of things. It's at the state level, it's at the federal level, right?
Right.
And so, but with that being said, as someone that knows and sees conflict and has to work through conflict with people all the time, the things that have to be postured cannot just be we're going to tell you this is not our intention. Our intention isn't to put this money into 54 different community, because the grant does spread around other community centers throughout the city of Pensacola. I will say that.
That nine?
Not the 9. The 9 is just for the
Okay,
Fricker,
that's just for the
and
Fricker,
that's
okay.
another.
Woo.
There's another something that goes to Cobb. Like it's happening everywhere, and it's going to be happening for another few years.
Right.
I'll say that. Our intention was we want to show that we're doing a good thing and pouring into you. Okay, but historically the good thing has always been followed up with, actually it's time for y'all to go. So here goes these property taxes raised, or here goes this funding cut so that you have to move out of your housing that you've been able to keep your HUD vouchers and your family for a few years type thing.
And I want to say real quick, when it comes to trust, I don't care if I ran for mayor and won. Don't trust the city. I don't care if Hale is the governor or the representative. Don't trust it, because when you get comfortable trusting something, we got black politicians now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm waiting.
We got black politicians now that we messed around and trust, and look where we at now.
Oh, wow.
Especially with the Fricker Center. You got to watch all politicians. If I ran, I'm not saying I would do nothing wrong. I'm gonna be for the people, but hold me accountable. Never get used to not holding your politicians accountable. I don't care if it was your sister that's that councilman or whatever. Like, trusting politicians got us in this mess in the first place.
Wow. We're having a very deep conversation today, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Don't just sit there and mumble. It's like I said to them this morning, don't sit there and talk behind the scenes. Talk to me. 850-432-7768. If you got something you need to say, talk to me. Talk to them. Don't talk. We have a knack of talking loud and saying nothing. But if you got something to say, bring it to the source. 850-432-7768. We'll be back with more.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Take a ride on the Pensacola Beach Island Trolley. From now until September 4th, from 4 p.m. to midnight, tour Pensacola Beach for free on the Island Trolley. Our open-air trolleys allow riders to take in all the fun and sun of Pensacola Beach. Plus, riders will be able to track the trolley's location, making it easier for everyone to plan ahead and enjoy the ride. To learn more about the Pensacola Beach Island Trolley, head to visitpensacolabbeach.com/trolley-information. See you on the trolley.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with BLAB TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am BLAB TV.
Welcome back to the hottest spot in town. When I say it's hot, this is a place where you can have those difficult conversations and feel comfortable as we share. Because right here, I believe information is power. I believe knowledge is power. And the only way we can come to a better solution that we can all come together on is talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, it's just a one-way thought. It's a thought. Right. It's not even talked about. It's just a thought. So when we do that, you got that big smile on your face. I know you will, okay? What's your message to the younger residents? You know, we're trying, I hear you, I'll follow you. With the younger ones that may fear, because some of them, because they don't know, they don't have the knowledge. You're that young girl that was brought up in that all your life. This young man right here is going to be a doctor. But what I'm saying is it's the things that are there that's being taught to them. And with that lack of knowledge that's being taught to some in our community who are afraid, because of where we are, or where they are, they're afraid to really speak out. Because they're afraid they may lose what little that they do have. How do we handle that? How do we educate them to let them know it's okay to get in good trouble?
You ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. So listen. The fear of retribution and losing what you may have, even in professional settings especially, that's real. I get it. I understand. One thing that my time as organizing and being able to leave town and go organize nationally and be a part of just Black-led solutions within cities and counties and things is that the more people it is that join in together, the less likely you actually gonna get what you fear. Right. Because you have built this foundation and this force where people power really does move and make things happen, and people are able to say what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Right. And when you're on the right side of things, you don't have to fear. And so what I would say is get involved. Don't let my building of Black Wall Street be vulnerable because I don't have enough people helping me protect it. Okay. With the fact of what's happening in the entire country now, with the fact that so many things are being cut that's directed toward our community. Ooh, I've got something to say. It's being, I mean, no, what I'm saying is not, what I want you to do is see the picture I'm trying to paint. With all this, with the DEI that's being taken away, with even the fact of trying to take our history away. And we as a people, we know this. So let's take this down now. Here's the big federal part up here. Now let's bring it down to a local person who's afraid, say, oh my God, if they're taking this away, all I have is this. And I fear this because of what's happening. How are we going to help with those who have that fear because of what's being taken from the top? And we're gonna be real today. It is honestly as if that racism never left. I think it was a hidden agenda. But now that it feels like it's okay because it's targeted toward people of color. What's your thought on that? Oh, it's back to me.
No, I heard you under your breath, so I got something to say, so I'm gonna let you go.
I'm thinking about, so I operate off of a system called dual power. That means that I have to be involved in the greater politics of everything. And be a watchdog and make sure that if things are happening through the system, that we're ready. We're not always just on the defense. We're on the offense and we're ready, like this is trickling down. This is gonna get taken away in a little bit.
Absolutely.
So on the other side, outside of government structures, what are we building and creating to make sure that we have something set up for people that are gonna be affected? Because we have not had many people that have invested into that side of setting up outside of what could be taken away at any minute, that's why we're weak right now. But we literally have the opportunity in this moment.
3 minutes.
Locally. In this moment, we have the opportunity to be able to build that up It has to be rapid. We
Got
have
to
to jump into action right now. We need everybody to jump into action right now. Make phone calls. Do the boring things that they think are boring. It's not going to be a bunch of protesting. It's not always going to be you on the microphone. You have to connect with everybody else.
Exactly.
You have to put your $5 in the pot sometimes. If it's not $5, you got to be able to watch the kids. We have to build that right now outside of what's being taken so that we are okay.
And we could start by voting out Representative Michelle Salzman. Let's start there.
We are going to have to be that caught me off guard there. But we've got to start to work together, ladies and gentlemen, because this thing that's happening now, even with what you said, that we've got to start building this together so that we can have something. But I'll say this, even with our community, we know how to survive.
Exactly.
And we do, chitlins and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, give me some chitlins.
Resiliency is real.
Go out there and plant them collard greens.
Absolutely.
I mean, but what I'm saying is we've got to educate even our youth, our tomorrow, that there is a way that we can survive, but we got the plan already there.
Yep.
And the fact that we got to do that, I want to say to you guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in because this hour went by so fast.
It did.
And know this not be the last conversation because I'm a strong believer. If you talk about it, you can come to a better solution. But if you keep it, you're just having a conversation in your head. I just think that the more we talk about anything, that's the betterment, what we're looking for. The work that you're doing, I know that everybody appreciates that. Continue to do that because we got to have somebody that's going to stand and do the fight. We got to have that link that's going to try to bring us together because what's the old song with Aretha Franklin? The chain. Yeah. We're not going to break that chain. Because if you miss that link, then that chain is broken.
Absolutely.
And the chain is going to fall apart. All I'm saying to you guys is, for the things that you're doing, it's appreciated. Get your plans together. You already told me you got your plan. I'm going to throw this away because I had everything asking about a plan. But when you shut me up in the beginning, you said, no, we have a plan written down. We got the federal level written down. We know what steps that we're going to take. We've got the last minute. I want you to do this quickly. Encourage people to attend the meeting.
Yes, absolutely. The next meeting is August the 13th. At 8 a.m. I told y'all we're preparing to have breakfast for people when they show up. So please come, help your neighbor get there. We're going to have other meetings in between. So we'll tag y'all in information for people to reach out to us to stay involved. We got community education coming up the end of August. A Black August dinner. Sorry, I meant to tell you about that.
Yeah.
So we got it. Y'all come on.
DC Reeves was a coward. He took the coward way out. He insulted your intelligence. Show up and show them how intelligent you are.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a show today that I tell you what, the air condition went off. But I gotta go. I want to leave you as I do every day, my dear friends, because I strongly believe this from my heart. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in everything that you do, I believe that you'll be a total success. So until Monday for another day of sunshine, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great weekend.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.